Hey everyone, welcome back to Paisa Pathshala. If you've just landed your first job, you are probably excited about your independence. But the biggest shock usually comes at the end of the month when you see how much rent eats into your salary. Today, let's talk about how much you should actually be spending on your home. The most common rule of thumb you'll hear is the 30% rule. This suggests that you shouldn't spend more than 30% of your gross monthly income on housing. So, if you earn 50,000 rupees a month, your rent shouldn't ideally exceed 15,000 rupees. But is this rule set in stone for everyone? First, let's clarify what gross income means. It's the total amount you earn before any taxes or provident fund deductions. Why do we use gross? Because it gives you a simpler baseline to work with. However, if you live in a city like Bangalore, Mumbai, or Gurgaon, 30% might be tough to hit. Let's look at why your location matters. If you live in a metro city, rents are significantly higher compared to Tier 2 cities. Sometimes, the housing market forces you to pay 40 or even 50% of your take-home pay. If this happens, you aren't necessarily failing, you just need to adjust your other spending. Think about the total housing cost. It's not just the rent you pay the landlord. You also need to account for society maintenance charges, electricity bills, water, and internet. These hidden costs can easily add another 3,000 to 5,000 rupees to your monthly expenditure. Always factor these in before signing that lease. If you are spending more than 30% on rent, you have to find that money somewhere else. This usually means cutting back on lifestyle expenses, eating out less, skipping that expensive gym membership, or delaying big purchases. You are trading fun money for a better living space. A great way to bring your rent down is by opting for co-living or flat sharing. Sharing a 2 BHK with 2 friends splits the electricity bill, the internet bill, and even the cooking costs. It's a very common trend in India for young professionals, and it's a smart financial move to help you stay within your budget. Let's talk about the commute. Sometimes, spending a little more on rent to live closer to your office saves you money on transport like expensive cab fares or fuel. If a cheaper apartment is 2 hours away, calculate the cost of the commute before choosing the cheaper option. Another factor is your future goals. Are you saving for a master's degree, a wedding, or an emergency fund? If you are in aggressive savings mode, you might want to spend even less than 30% on rent. Living like a student for a couple of years can help you build a massive financial head start. Don't ignore the security deposit. Most landlords in India ask for 3 to 10 months of rent upfront as a deposit. This is a large chunk of cash that gets locked away. Make sure you have this saved in a liquid account before you start house hunting, so you don't end up borrowing money to pay for a house. Review your rent once a year. When your salary increases, don't immediately jump to a more expensive apartment. If you can keep your rent the same while your income grows, your rent-to-income ratio drops, which is a fantastic position to be in for your long-term wealth building. So, what's the actionable takeaway? Aim for 30%, but don't panic if you are at 35%. Just ensure that your combined fixed costs like rent, transport, and food never exceed 50% of your total income. If your rent is high, you must keep your lifestyle spending very low to compensate. Stay disciplined, and your future self will thank you.